Alrighty, welcome back everyone, it is LaughNgamez here, and today we're back with another Starcraft 2 1 vs 1 replay. Today we've got ourselves a Zerg versus Zerg. I figured we're well overdue, and we have two great players to sort of end this Zerg versus Zerg dry spell here. So, without further ado, spawning up in the top right hand side of the map, it is the first Zerg player in the red. It is Evil Genius's Suppy. Such a great player who hasn't exactly been active in the past few months, but he's really coming back, and he's playing in absolutely any online tournament that he can. He has played in so many tournaments, so that means he's going to be improving a lot here. And now Suppy's opponent spawning down in the bottom left hand side of the map, it is the blue Zerg player Hydra. Such an absolute monster. I talk a lot about Suppy and how he's coming back recently, but there's no need to say Hydra's coming back. Hydra has been around really for a long time now, just known as such a monster playing against all these foreigner players. But it seems that Suppy might be trying to catch Hydra off guard here. Hydra's just known to be so solid, but Suppy's going to try to just disrupt that here. Suppy is opening with a spawning pool first, a very fast spawning pool at that. I'm not sure about the actual drone count of the spawning pool, but it was very early. He's gone for an early gas here, and he's getting a fast zergling speed. He's not continuing to mine gas, so he's going to rely on just fast zerglings to get some damage done here. But this is so great for Suppy right now. This map, Dusk Towers, is known to be very macro-oriented. So players are obviously going to trend toward going macro, and this is exactly what Hydra's done. He's gone for a hatchery first. He's gone for a spawning pool only just now, as the Zerglings for Suppy are going the long way around to avoid being spotted by overlords. This is so smart of Suppy. This means that Hydra's not going to be prepared for this attack at all here. This is just so smart by Suppy. Look at this. You might be wondering why these Zerglings are going around the long way. They've gone all the way down here. But if we look at Hydra's vision, he has no idea these Zerglings are coming out. So this is such a smart play by Suppy. And now Hydra is seeing these 6 Zerglings here. So he's going to think this is a normal Zergling push here with 6 Zerglings across the map. And really it's not 6, it's 12 here. Uh-oh. Now Hydra has spotted this. Hydra knows what's going on. Hydra is in full panic mode. He is throwing down a spine crawl. He's getting up the Baneling Nest. Hydra is going to have to do everything he can to hold off this attack. But the Zergling speed for Suppy, so quick here, is already done. So now it's going to be up for Suppy to try and get any damage he can done here. Zergling's moving down around, getting a full surround on this queen. It is tucked in the mineral line by Hydra to try and survive as long as it can, but those Zerglings still find enough surface area to kill it very quickly. Now picking off any Zerglings he can. Hydra's Zerglings are just so slow compared to Suppy's right now. So it seems that Suppy's just going to try to commit and kill this hatchery here, as he's got so many more Zerglings rallying in here. Suppy's actually gone back into droning. He's gotten up his own natural base here, and killing off this natural base for Hydra is going to give Suppy such a lead here. Broodling is going to kill off a few of the Zerglings here for Suppy, but Suppy's Zerglings have managed to chase down the Lings of Hydra. Although Hydra did get up a Baneling Nest as he continued to mine gas, so Hydra has these Banelings and can chase away these fast Zerglings now that Suppy no longer has the speed advantage since Hydra's Zergling speed finished. Hydra might try to get some counterattack damage done, and he sort of needs to, as Suppy is very far ahead right now. He's not ahead in the drone count, however. A hatchery is a huge deal right now. We see the queens moving down for Suppy on his ramp. Suppy knows that counter-aggression is a very likely possibility, so he's preparing for this. He's getting his queens on the ramp. They're going to hold this position so they can trade efficiently versus the Zerglings. Hydra Zerglings cannot really get up this ramp without taking huge losses here. Hydra's got his 2 Banelings, but he's not morphing anymore. He's gone into macro here, and this is interesting coming out of Hydra here. Hydra is going for possibly one of the fastest one-base layers I've seen in a long time here. Hydra doesn't even have his natural base up right now, and so he's sort of, I guess, just making do with what he has. He was mining gas for a long time, so he's spending this gas. He's getting up to Slayer. The question is, will he go into something like Burrow play? Will he go into an extremely fast Mutalisk here? Suppy now, with his advantage in the income and drone count, is now getting up his own lair, but Hydra's is still sooner, so we're going to have to see how Hydra can make a way back into this game, if he can at all. And this is how Hydra's going to do it. He is going for possibly the fastest Spire on really the fastest Spire on a low economy I've ever seen. Suppy might possibly go for his own Spire, but right now, Hydra has started his Spire, and he doesn't even have his extra gas done yet. So this is going to be fast Mutalisk. It is not going to be a lot of Mutalisk. Hydra is going to rely on this to catch Suppy off guard here. We now see Suppy's Zerglings moving out across the map, trying to regain this map control here, and it seems that Suppy might be angling for a third hatchery. Yes, he is. So right now, Suppy is not aware of this fast Spire coming out of Hydra here. Mutalisk are very common in Zerg versus Zerg, but Mutalisk at this time, okay, put it this way, when there's Mutalisk in Zerg versus Zerg, usually one or both of the Zergs is going for a Spire. One of the Zergs might be going Roaches, the other is going Spire, but not often is it just one of the Zergs taking some early damage, then trying to get back into it by going for such a fast Spire. We now see Suppy going for his own Spire here. Suppy has even gas with Hydra pretty much, so their Muta count is going to be very, very equal. However, Hydra's will be done faster. Hydra is already getting his Mutalisk out on the way, whereas Suppy's is only half done. So Hydra's going to rely on winning this Muta versus Muta war to take this game. And Suppy has really needs to identify this. He'll eventually find out when Hydra starts killing off his overlords. Suppy is going to have a chance to come back into this lead here, as he does have a faster third hatchery, but just by a bit. So he will be able to start mining gas quicker, and that could allow Suppy to get a lead here. Suppy's still in the lead by the economics, by all margins. However, Hydra simply has faster Mutalisk and things. Suppy's starting to mine this gas here. Needs to get as many workers into these geysers as he can, since he is going Mutalisk, and when it comes down to Muta versus Muta, it is really just a numbers game here. Now, Suppy has identified that there is Mutalisk on the way for Hydra as his overlords are going down. Hydra trying to get some damage done here. By any means.
Disconnected.
Sorry about that. Unprofessional caster having TeamSpeak open. So now Hydra getting any damage done that he can do with these Mutalisks, managing to pick off, I believe it's 2 overlords so far. Suppy actually chasing off these 4 Mutalisks with 3 of his. And really, it's just the threat of more Mutalisks, though, that's doing this. And if we look at the units count here, we see Suppy's in the lead as he got just that bit of quicker gas. Their numbers are going to continue to increase at the same rate, as gas is a limiting factor for both these players. So once they reach an even number, it's going to be hard for either player to get ahead. So it is going to come down to positioning. It's going to come down to who gets the better engagements by all means. Ling run-bys are a factor. Sniping overlords, sniping gas geysers, really anything that a Zerg player can get done using the mobility of these Mutalisks, as we're likely going to see Hydra play defensive, as Suppy did have an economic lead, so Suppy will have a few more Mutalisk here. But Hydra is making as many as he can. Both these players are committing very heavily. And if we actually look here, Suppy has pushed out onto Hydra's side of the map and is being forced away, as there is such a defender's advantage with Muta versus Muta. Suppy has a slight numbers advantage right now, but not all of them were with his Muta flock at the time. And if we also look here, a very important note is that Hydra already has his +1 carapace. Suppy is only just getting his done, so Hydra is going to have an upgrade lead here. If we look, Hydra's already got his +1 attack on the way, whereas Suppy doesn't even have his on the way. So Hydra will have an upgrade lead. Suppy now getting his +1 attack on the way, so their upgrade lead will sort of close. But if Hydra keeps continuously getting upgrades, he will keep an advantage here. Both players now going for a 4th base here. Once again, Suppy's just a bit quicker here. Suppy getting up a Spore Crawler now. He doesn't want to be completely defenseless if, say, his Mutalisk are out of position. But now we're actually going to see the Mutalisk collide in the center of the map here. Hydra with this upgraded, actually not with an upgrade advantage just yet. If we look at the Muta count though, Suppy has just a slight advantage here, and he's taking, it's so hard to tell in Muta versus Muta fights who's winning, but as we can tell now, Hydra is forced to retreat as Suppy's number is just slightly higher. However, that was not a terrible fight for Hydra. It was more of a trade. Those players had such an even number, so neither of them really managed to snowball versus the other. Suppy still got 3 Mutalisk lead. He's slightly staying ahead in this regard. But And now he's behind on upgrades once Hydra's +1 attack finishes. So Suppy is going to need to be careful. His +1 attack is a great advantage, and that can turn a Muta versus Muta fight here. Suppy trying to jockey for position here, but Hydra's going to have his +1 attack, and he does now. So now Suppy is forced back, actually bleeding off a Muta there. And any Muta in Muta versus Muta counts. Like, it might not seem it when a big fight's going down, but one Muta can turn the fight here. But here we see Suppy being aggressive, pushing in, trying to pick off this gas geyser for Hydra, and that would be such a good move, but he doesn't actually manage to get it. And now Suppy bled off another Mutalisk or two, and so the gap is continuously closing here as Hydra is catching back up into this game. Suppy moving in with his Mutalisk. Move commanded, so those Mutalisks do start to go down to all of Hydra's here, and Suppy is forced back, and now Suppy is the one taking a bad fight. He is pushed back by these Mutalisks. Hydra actually rallying some Zerglings. Ooh, but they were misrallied. They were trying to deal with this harass from Suppy, and Suppy actually got in with Zerglings and killed off 16 drones here. This is how Suppy's going to get a lead here. He took a bad fight, but he's getting back into it with a massive Zergling run by killing off 16 drones. Now Suppy has a massive worker lead here. He's got a Spore Crawler at home, so he can defend these Mutalisk of Hydra. His Lings are sort of just being sponges right now for damage. And if we look at the unit count now, Suppy's back in the lead slightly just by one Muta. He was never really out in a terrible position. He just took a bad fight. And now we're actually probably going to see Suppy take a slight lead here in the Muta count as Suppy is getting up. Suppy's been mining more gas. Hydra has yet to replenish the drones on this gas geyser. Only 1 and 2, 3 there going in now to replenish them. The guys are also weak, but as I was saying before, gas is the name of the game in a Muta versus Muta game. Sure, queens make all the difference here, but if you're going for solely Mutas, you need to have more Mutalisks. That's what it comes down to. It's a numbers game, and Suppy managed to disrupt Hydra's gas mining, and you need a lot of gas to make Mutalisks. They're the limiting factor here, although Hydra getting some good counterattack damage in here. These Zerglings going to pick off the 5th base for Suppy here, so that's some great damage, and now Hydra actually picking off the gas geyser for Suppy. So now we see Suppy is now going to be behind on the income here. If we look at it, Hydra now has the gas advantage. Hydra's getting up his 5th base. Hydra has effectively turned the sort of tempo in the game. Suppy had a lead and he was sort of building on top of it, but now Hydra has a lead and Hydra's going to try to build on top of it. Suppy does have a 3 Mutalisk advantage here, so both players are just continuously going to jockey for a position back and forth here. As 3 Mutas, can you tell me exactly how many Mutas are in that clump counting right now? No, you cannot. But now we see Suppy returning the favor on his side of the map with some Zerglings. Oh no, he doesn't actually kill off that hatchery. 22 health on that. A mistake by Suppy. Will he realize it? I mean, he knows it's still alive because of his Overlord there, but he needs to sort of click it. He needs to send 1 or 2 Zerglings to go pick that off. And now we see both these players reaching max here. Both of them gonna have similar +2 carapace timing, so their upgrades will be equal. Hydra no longer having the upgrade lead, and one Zerg going in for Suppy, trying to pick off this base, but he does not manage to. Suppy's just got to be kicking himself for not killing it off. Suppy managed to pick off some drones here, picking off a few rallied Mutas, and now it seems that a fight is going down. Suppy fighting on Hydra's side of the map. However, he's fighting on top of a base here. He's fighting on top of a drone line, and he's fighting on top of Hydra's Zerglings. So Hydra's glaives are gonna be more effective here. A queen even coming in for Hydra, so Hydra doing absolutely everything he can to stay on top of this fight. Suppy's more and more Mutas coming in here. The supplies just in the lead for Suppy, but now he is falling here. Mutas for Hydra are all so in the red. Suppy picking off the weakened Mutas, but it's not going to be enough. Suppy's Mutas are all now going to go down. He's going to be forced to retreat, bleeding off more and more Mutas on the retreat. It seems almost every single one of his Mutas is going to go down, and now Suppy's ahead on the supply, but that's partially because of workers. It's partially because of Zerglings. In the straight up Muta count, he is now behind. But if you actually look, this is such a close game here. Suppy bled off a lot of Mutas. He took a bad fight, but he's only down by 1 Mutalisk right now. Suppy did manage to kill that 4th base on Hydra's side of the map, so Suppy managing to have a bit of a lead there. But now if we look at this, Hydra long distance mining gas, this will give him just a slight gas advantage. Well, actually, no, never mind. He lost a geyser or something there. But regardless, Hydra will have a bit more gas here. He had a slight Muta lead, so Hydra is going to stay in this slight Muta lead here. Suppy, though, moving in, trying to sort of even this up, and he's going to do a great job doing that, managing to pick off an extractor for Hydra. Suppy now going to keep this gas lead here, moving in scouts this fourth base once again, moving in with some of his Zerglings. Suppy's being the aggressive player in this situation, even though he's behind on mutas. He's trying to get some harassment damage done. Now, both players really getting up a similar timed fifth base here. They've denied each other's fifth base once or twice each, so it's sort of important that they get this up at this point in the game here. Suppy, both players just continuously making mutas here. Suppy is really being the aggressive player, though, but now we see Suppy needs to be careful. As I never really made it too clear before. If a Zerg player has, say, Zerglings underneath his army, Mutalisks do glaive bounces on their attacks, which means that, say, one Mutalisk shoots, it will hit 3 Mutalisk. And that sort of damage, though, bounces onto things like Zerglings on the ground. But, oh, here we see Suppy moving in for a counterattack. Mutalisk trying to get some damage done on this side at this geyser once again, but the Zerglings are now starting to pick off Hydra's fifth base, and Suppy seemingly is actually going to manage to cancel this. And this is such a huge move for Suppy, as he's getting up his own fifth base. Hydra's Zerglings are seemingly going to save his hatchery once again, just so barely. 66 HP this time, so Suppy's going to need to rally in a few more Zerglings to take this down, but Hydra's now going to be thinking, oh god, gotta save this, gotta save this. The Zergling gets in, hits it once again, but Suppy's just sending in a few Zerglings here and there. They are all being caught, but another few are connecting here, and it seems that the hatchery might just go down. No, 25 health this time. Hydra needs to get a queen up to transfuse this hatchery if he wants to save it. He doesn't actually have too many queens, though, as they've all slowly been picked off. Suppy trying to rally more and more units to that base, but Hydra's just eating them up, and now we see Hydra's going to get off a great counterattack here as a Mutafight goes down at the fifth base of Suppy, but it seems Suppy has a highly superior number of mutas this time. He's actually up by about 10 at this point. Now he's just going to take such a great fight with this snowball here. The upgrades are in Hydra's lead, however, Suppy's numbers are just going to make all the difference in the world. However, on Suppy's side of the map, he is losing units, he's losing drones. His fourth base is going to go down, and now Hydra's still got up this fifth base, so Hydra will have an income advantage here. He lost lots of Mutalisks there, but he will, in theory, catch up as he killed off so many of Suppy's drones here. Suppy lost 32 drones there. The minerals, once again, not super important. However, it's this gas count, and if we look at the income here, Suppy's behind. Look at that. Suppy's fortunately still got up his fifth base here, but he needs to reestablish his fourth base, and more importantly, he needs to kill off this fifth base of Hydra. Look at it, 53 HP. Suppy, though, moving and taking another Mutafight, trying to make his advantage work right now. However, Queens for Hydra's making all the difference in the fight, the defender's advantage, and it seems that Suppy's going to bleed off all his Mutalisks. He's bled off so many drones. He's simply just dying here to a fight, and Hydra is going to take the game as Suppy taps out. Suppy knows he took too much economic damage. He knows he can't catch up. But if we actually look at the resources lost here, that definitely tells a tale. Suppy losing 5,000 more simply to Zergling run-bys. Hydra was really the more effective player in that game, even though Suppy had a lead. So very well played to Hydra, taking that game. So thank you guys for watching. This has been another StarCraft 2 1 vs 1 cast. A great game between these two players. If you have feedback, casting feedback, let me know. If you simply like the cast, feel free to subscribe, leave a like, as I'm always putting out more and more StarCraft content. Otherwise, hope to see you guys next time.